How's it going? On my way to work. Just had to drive back to my apartment because I got 5 minutes down the road and realized I forgot some stuff. So maybe I'll do a little video here while I'm driving. I found a note this morning when I was going through some stuff about like ideas for videos. And one of them was footwear in the Philippines. Person can't decide what lane they want to go in. You see, I'm good for driving in the Philippines. Easily angered. But I was like, footwear in the Philippines. And then I remembered the thing that that had made me think of that idea. Whenever I went over there for our first wedding anniversary, my wife and I went over to Iloilo, and we took a ferry over to Guimaras Island, and we wanted to go up and see this one old church over there. I think some of you probably remember a channel called My Philippine Adventure, or what was it, My Philippine Journey. And unfortunately, the guy who had that channel, had some heart issues, and he ended up dying. But I used to really like his channel. He used to go out and do some different stuff, riding around on his motorbike all over the place, and seeing a lot of different stuff. I liked, he was a pretty cool guy, I thought. And it might have been in the same place where we went, where he had his girlfriend with him. At the time, I think it was his girlfriend, and they were riding a motorbike up the hill, and he actually ended up laying the bike down, or the bike popped back on him. And in our case, we went over there, and we took a tricycle over from where we got off the ferry, and we were going to go up and see this church, and we had to stop and walk up the hill, and it was really kind of wet and muddy, and I had a good pair of flip-flops on, but they're still flip-flops. And I vowed for sure the next time I went back there, I was going to have a pair of good lightweight hiking boots on that weren't going to slip around on my feet all the time, and something where I could support my ankle a little better, because it was not fun trying to climb all up around on that hillside there, and your feet sliding around, not just the flip-flops sliding around, but your feet sliding around inside the flip-flops, because as soon as they get wet, then your feet are sliding around inside the flip-flop too, if you can really use the word inside, when you're talking about a flip-flop. Actually, a friend of mine at work at the post office was telling me a while back, his wife really screwed up her ankle, had her ankle messed up really bad because her foot turned sideways in her flip-flops. And it's not really the most secure footwear, Over there, of course, it's just what everybody wears. And especially once you've been over there for a while and go native, the convenience is nice, especially if you're going in and out of a house a lot and, needing to take off your footwear. But certainly if you're going out for the day somewhere, there's a lot to be said for wearing actual real, shoes, or maybe some lightweight ankle height, boots, because you're going to have a lot more support, a lot more protection for your feet. Actually, when we came back down the mountain there that day from that church, there were a couple of young guys there using their flip-flops to kill a coral snake. So that's something to be said for that too. If you're out somewhere like that, you have a pair of ankle height, boots on, some thicker fabric, a little more protection against things like that, getting bit and getting your ankles cut on rocks and stuff like that too. So you need to think about that sometimes when you're going to the Philippines, not just getting kind of lazy about things and running around in the flip-flops everywhere. Might not be the best idea. Even if people look at you funny and think, oh, what's he, a foreigner? there's something to be said for good footwear. Any kind of personal protection expert will tell you too that flip-flops aren't really proper footwear. If you want to be ready for action, you know, if you get into a situation, not just as far as needing to fight, but if you need to, you know, turn around and run and get the heck out of there, having good footwear is definitely the way to go. If you do have to fight, obviously flip-flops aren't the best way to do it. You know, if you're some kind of karate expert who has spent decades hardening up your feet and kicking stuff with your bare feet, maybe that's a different story. But for the vast majority of people, especially Westerners here in America and so forth, having a good pair of footwear is definitely the way to go. If you need to fight, you know, you need to kick somebody, you know, even just pivoting around to maneuver, having good footwear is really a must. And of course, you know, people aren't necessarily planning their day around getting into fights, but you never know when something unexpected is going to happen. And like I say, it's not just about fighting. You know, there are lots of situations where you need to have good, you know, good grip with your feet, support for your ankles. Especially you over in the Philippines, you don't know when you're going to be out running around and there's going to be a sudden tropical downpour or something. You know, walking through puddles with flip-flops, you know, might be nice. You think, I don't want to get my, you know, my shoes all wet and soaked, but still there are options even there as far as shoes that you can wear that would be better than flip-flops, and you're not going to have to worry about your feet sliding around in your flip-flop and twisting your ankle and being out of commission, you know, with a messed up ankle or something. And then a lot of times, as I can testify from stepping in thousands of holes and stuff through the years carrying mail, you know, you get your ankle messed up somehow, your body responds, you try to keep your balance and stuff, you know, then the next thing you know is your knee and your hip, maybe you're messing up too. So have to kind of be careful about that stuff. But anyways, that's just something that a lot of people don't think about when they go over there. They're just looking at it as, you know, just what's convenient, fitting in. Everybody's wearing flip-flops, and, you know, hey, I'm on vacation, or I'm in the Philippines, so that's what I'm going to do too. I think this person in front of me might finally be turning right on red. I understand their hesitance because at this intersection, back when they first put in the red light cameras here, I ended up getting two $158 tickets here because I kind of drifted through here when the other lane was turning left, and I knew there wasn't anybody coming the other direction, and I didn't come to a complete stop. I got two of them for $158 each, so. But anyways, don't be afraid to look funny to everybody wearing a pair of tennis shoes or some lightweight boots, perhaps. There's, you know, you have to think about your own needs, what's going to be secure for your feet, and whatever kind of adventures you might end up, you know, getting involved in, because it might just be some kind of impromptu thing. You know, for us, we never realized that we were going to be out hiking up a muddy hillside that day, you know, but then it happened. It was just the way things go. So you want to be prepared sometimes if you're out and about, even if you're not necessarily wearing some shoes. It's good to have them with you and not just rely on having a pair of flip-flops everywhere you go. But that's it for today's video. It's just something to think about.